Good afternoon, everyone. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony, along with Savannah Hale here at the CBS 19 Weather Center as we bring you just a brief update on our showers, thunderstorms, and colder air moving in to East Texas. Let's take a live look here at CBS 19 radar. Currently, we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings in effect across parts of East Texas, just that thin line of showers and thunderstorms that are moving off to the south into the southeast. We'll put it into motion for you very quickly, and you can see how rapidly now these storms are moving, almost in excess of 40 miles an hour. In fact, the southern line or end of this line from Center down to Lufkin appears to be moving almost at 50 miles an hour. All right, I'm joined now by Savannah Hale, who's in the Weather Center with me today. And Savannah, so far we once again have been able to avoid any type of, have not had any reports of any severe weather. We've had a couple of severe thunderstorms, but no damage reported.
Yeah, no damage reported. That's always good news. Kind of the portion that we were watching earlier today has now moved into Louisiana, and that's where we're still seeing some of those severe thunderstorm warnings, and there's a few cells out into Louisiana as well. But now, like Brett was mentioning, we're really still watching just this portion of the line down further south over deeper East Texas. No reports of any severe weather, no wind gusts or any wind damage or anything that we've seen. So there's not even any severe thunderstorm warnings on this portion of the line. We are still under that tornado watch for some of our counties until 6 p.m. But as we go through this line, we're thinking that more counties will begin to get shaved off this back end. Russ County now out of this line. So some of these counties, we don't need the tornado watch anymore. So pretty soon, I bet that some of these will get dropped. Me and Brett were just talking about that as well. This yellow box is where that tornado watch is. And you can see there's just some areas of counties that really just don't have a whole lot of their county in that box and really don't need it anymore anyways. So this line has now continued to move further to the east. You can see now Nacogdoches just on the back end. Same thing of Lufkin. Center is right in it. Still maybe getting some light rain, maybe seeing those lightning bolts, but all in all, this is kind of the area now that we're watching and just waiting for it to move. Like Brett mentioned, it's moving very quickly. It's really sped up. And so we're just kind of monitoring this as it makes its way over towards the east. Some areas, there's definitely still some lightning in there. Brett's putting a tracker on this so we can see where it's going over the next couple of minutes to the next hour or so. Drecka by 116, Huxley by 122, Zavala 140, Noble about 152, Milam by 212, Hemphill 230, so within the next hour or so, and then Many by 237, that's well into Louisiana. So we don't have too much longer for this storm system as it rolls through. Again, we could still see some gusty winds. There's still potential out here as there hasn't been much storm action out in this area. So that's why there's still some energy down here. You could see not a whole lot has really moved through. So this is our area we're still continuing to watch for potential for maybe some strong to severe storms and maybe a spin-up tornado. We can't completely rule that out, although there hasn't really been anything of real concern down here in deeper East Texas. We've continued to watch this. Again, like Brett mentioned earlier today, we're further away from either of these radar sites, so the data is, it struggles sometimes to read and get those super accurate wind gusts, but there really hasn't been anything too strong to monitor down in deeper parts of East Texas. So this was a look at earlier. Now moving through, this is up-to-date radar. And you can see we've got some stronger maybe wind gusts along this leading edge, but all in all, not warned, still just under that tornado watch. This is a look at our velocity, so our wind tracker, and you can see just there's nothing really that we're concerned here. Maybe some gusty winds, but nothing really that we're picking up. We'd be looking for really anything that was these reds and greens close together if we were looking for any rotation for a tornado warning, and there's nothing happening there. There's this is another look at it. Maybe an area here with some brighter greens, but it's just not very tight. Titan indicators showing maybe some updrafts that we're watching along this line too. Brett can click on that and it can kind of give us an idea of what maybe it's seeing. Moving a little bit quicker now, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Maybe some hail in there. and the wind impact is our highest, but no tornado impact. I feel like this is about where we were earlier today too, looking at some of these lines. It was kind of in the same kind of, so we were getting some of the same data from this. So it's still just a very thin line of storms, and Brett's putting a little bit more, he's turning up the sensitivity so you could see a little bit more rain. Brought us in just some light rain. Remember, those oranges and reds are heavier rain, and it's just, again, not very thick. So if you're in San Augustine, you're getting some rainfall, but then a quick line moves through, and on the back edge, Nacogdoches already in the clear from this system. So overall, this line is just continuing to race towards the east at about, Brett, I think we said 45 miles per hour now. So
yeah.
Overall, not anything much happening. We're just continuing to monitor this. We've been sitting in the Weather Center watching anything that we think could really kick up, and we've also been monitoring the chat with the National Weather Service, and overall they haven't really been saying anything about this particular line or any parts of it, but really been watching what's moving over into Louisiana now. So we're continuing to watch here. Outside right now, though, in Tyler, I'll step out so you can see the camera is starting to shake. So the winds have definitely picked up. Temperatures are already starting to fall. Dew point is also going down, but the skies have really cleared out. So much colder and drier air is moving in behind. Here's our low pressure system, and you can see that cold front. So the temperature's really starting to rush in. It's much colder behind now. Deeper East Texas, where this front hasn't moved through just yet, still in the 70s in some areas, and the places that are just now getting this front beginning to get colder. But look at Mineola, Sulphur Springs, Terrell over to the Metroplex, already in the 40s. Right here in Tyler, like we just saw, we're in the low 50s now. Things are only going to continue to get colder, and we still have those wind advisories as well in place. So taking a look at future skycast, you can see the front has begun to almost make its exit. Things really start to strengthen up as it makes its way into Louisiana, and then you can see the much colder air behind it rushing in over just the next couple of hours as the front pushes through. Behind it, by before 6 o'clock, we could already be sitting in the 30s in some places. Down in deeper East Texas, maybe holding on to the upper 40s, low 50s, but it's not going to last long. Temperatures are just going to continue to fall as the storm system makes its way further off to the east. Louisiana is still holding on to the most potential, though, for these storms this afternoon. By 7:15, cold temperatures continue to rush in, and then by Monday, late overnight and early Monday morning, look at our actual temperatures. With this north wind and these dew points, these temperatures can really fall. We're going to be in the 20s by tomorrow morning, so it's going to be really cold. And these are our actual temperatures, not even our wind chill temperatures. That'll get even colder. It could feel like the teens tomorrow morning, so it's definitely going to be cold out there overall. So very cold temperatures outside. Again, storm system has definitely moved off by early tomorrow morning. We don't really have much else going on other than just the cold temperatures. And we did want to note that from this storm system, we're not getting any winter weather out of this specific system. The winter weather that we could be seeing would be at the end of next week. So this system, no snow, no rain, ice. We're just getting some rainfall out of this, and then the colder temperatures do rush in behind it. And these colder temperatures are what could cause some winter weather later on next week. But from today and tomorrow, no snow and ice from this specific system. We just wanted to clarify on that as well. So this is a look at our temperatures going into Monday. Also, our storm energy. This is an update on this, and I feel like this is pretty good and pretty accurate, that moderate and weak energy is all we're starting to have left as the storm system moves out. So there's really not a lot of energy, and then by 2 or 3 o'clock, you can see the energy is gone. So as these storms move through, it eats up the energy. There's no energy anymore for any strong or severe storms. So by later this evening, really by 3, like we mentioned, no energy anymore. We should all be in the clear. And by tonight, all we're focused on is just that cold, those cold temperatures. So most of Louisiana will even be out, I think, of this storm energy as we go throughout the evening. So here's a look at our radar once again. We'll zoom in kind of on this portion where we've been watching. again, I don't think we have. Is anything warned, Brett?
Nothing, not at all. In fact, the National Weather Service now talking about, or Storm Prediction Center talking about issuing a tornado watch over in Mississippi and parts of, I think, Arkansas. Let me look at that real fast again. As this storm system moves into northern Mississippi. So it looks like the concern now that most of the afternoon is going to be closer to, let's say, southwest Mississippi, as far north as far southwest Arkansas. And so we might see this whole watch sort of get shaved and really go through a different look here within the next, say, hour or so. So I think for the most part, I'm pretty confident that, I hate to, I don't want to say too soon, but it looks like if you live down in southern parts of Angelina County, southern San Augustine County, or even into Sabine County, pretty close to being out of the woods. I mean, you just got about another hour for these thunderstorms to move through. Once the storms move through, as Savannah showed you, the sky clears and the temperatures drop, and that should be the trend for the rest of the day.
Yeah, so that's good news. Right now, we're continuing just to watch this line of storms for, like Brett mentioned, about the next hour. Our tornado watch is all highlighted in yellow here. But again, if you're behind this line of storms, there's no more energy. You're not going to have any more severe weather, and the clouds are going to clear within just the next hours. So depending on how far behind this line you are. Right here in Tyler, we've already cleared out. Sky's already getting sunny. But again, temperatures just really starting to fall behind the line. Cold front continues to race through. Wanted to take a look. Center and Hemp-Hill out on the front edge of this storm. Not yet gone through the cold front, so temperatures are in the 70s. Sulphur Springs, Terrell, Mineola already in the 40s. So quite the temperature difference as we move through this storm system. Again, right here in Tyler, we're sitting at 53. And this morning, even in Tyler, we were at 70 degrees. So it's quite the difference within just a few hours once the storm system does roll through. And we're also under that wind advisory today. Brett, do you know when that goes to specifically?
No, not real sure on the wind advisory. I can look that up for you real fast. I know there were several watches and things that were placed this morning in terms of wind advisory. So let me look. That came out really early this morning.
Yeah, we have a wind advisory, winter weather watch. So we got a lot going on, or cold weather watch, I think.
Cold weather advisory.
Cold weather advisory.
Which just means it's going to get cold.
Yes, it
so
does.
The wind advisory goes till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wind advisory from after this front moves through, gusty and cold winds. So definitely make sure that you, when you're planning your outfits for tomorrow, I know a lot of people go back to work, maybe back to school. Just make sure that you're dressing warm, getting those winter coats out tonight. And if you haven't already, make sure you're getting outside, wrapping those pipes. Make sure that you are protecting your plants, and also make sure that you're giving your animals a warm place to go if you have any outdoor animals. This is a look at our weather impact alert for the next 2 mornings. So from about 4 a.m. till 11 a.m., if you're out and about or if you are headed to work, just know that the wind chills are going to be in the teens, not our actual temperatures when the wind starts blowing, and what it feels like is called the wind chill. So it is going to be very cold outside. You need to make sure you have your coats, your gloves, your hats, your scarves, any of those warm winter accessories and any warm winter gear you can find. You're gonna definitely want it this week, throughout the week, and especially in the mornings when our temperatures are very cold. Here's what I was talking about just a second ago, making sure we protect the 4 Ps now that this cold front is almost made its way through East Texas completely. Your people, your pets, pipes, and your plants. So definitely make sure that if you have any outdoor animals, they have hay or straw to sleep on, a warm place to go. You're not letting them outside for too long. Wrapping your pipes, making sure there's no water in them so that they don't burst and cause any issues. And then, of course, if you have any small plants or any plants that you want to keep from dying, make sure that you are covering those up or bringing them inside if you can, because it is definitely going to be a hard freeze tonight. Very cold, and again, wind chills in the teens. So it's going to be definitely one of those nights that you want to make sure everything is ready to go, and you still have time after this front moves through. It's going to be cold and windy, but it's not quite yet going to be freezing. So it's best to get out and do this afternoon while you have some time, and at least the sun should be coming out after this front. So Overall, we're going to take one more look at the radar here. This is kind of our entire storm system that's continuing to move through. You can see there are some warnings, but now only into the Louisiana side. Here in East Texas, we're monitoring just this portion. Me and Brett are going to be staying here in the Weather Center for the next hour or so until this completely moves out of East Texas. You could see maybe just some gustier winds that we're still kind of waiting out for. This is definitely the area that could have the potential to provide or to cause some storms, some stronger severe storms, but we haven't really seen that happen. Even some of the areas that we were the most concerned about have moved through, and we've only gotten about 40-mile-per-hour gusts out of them. So nothing too severe so far, and we're hoping that trend continues as we just wait maybe another hour or so for this to move through San Augustine and Sabine County. Again, maybe some lightning in there. Don't go outside as this line moves through. Of course, we want you to stay safe, but you can always report anything that you see to us on Facebook or sending it to our weather email at weather@cbs19.tv. So overall, this is kind of our last look at our radar. Unless, Brett, you had anything else that you wanted to add?
I was just going to wrap it up for us here because we've basically don't have, we just still have no severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. Still have the tornado watch till 6 o'clock for a number of counties. But again, I really expect this to sort of get pared down here and changed within the next, say, half hour or so. It really shouldn't take that much long for the Storm Prediction Center to sort of rework things and shove all of the watch area out to the east over parts of Louisiana. All right, so that'll wrap up our special coverage here on our CBS 19 Plus streaming channel, also on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. We appreciate you taking your time out of your Sunday afternoon to give us or allow us to give you a weather update, not only on the thunderstorms that have moved through, but now the colder air that is coming in. Savannah, Hale will see you tonight at 10 o'clock. Otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow on CBS 19 News at 5. Have a safe Sunday, everyone.